Hello and welcome back to round 2 coverage from the 2025 PDGA Champions Cup presented by OTB and MVP Disc Sports. Our last look at the back nine of the A layout here at Swenson Park. You're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
McBeth is just kind of laying it down. Kind of 2018 vintage McBeth action so far. Looked like a slow start. It was an alarmingly short miss putt on the second hole, and then he kind of rattled off 5 of the next 6 holes and just really established some dominance. Ricky Wysocki, Anthony Barella, those guys are nearly done with their rounds. Ricky's already done with this round, and they're the closest ones to him right now. So kind of slow stuff from the other guys in our lead card, and McBeth just stomping everything down right now.
Hole 10, par 4, 738. Kind of a long OB carry, not for these guys, but about 430 feet to get into a really nice spot. If you go any farther, upshot becomes easier. We saw Isaac on the front 9 kind of turn it over to the right. If you just get over these reeds or cattails, you'll have a putt, as we saw he did. But headwind today, so very tricky hole.
Yeah, it's very easy to overturn this tee shot and never get back in bounds.
That's perfect.
Yeah, great angle control to get the turn into that headwind and yet throw a disc that was overstable enough to work its way back to the center of the fairway.
In a bit of danger here.
Yeah. Boy.
That was a far carry.
Cutting it close.
What does he have from there? Like a sidearm approach?
Pretty tight on that right side.
Yeah, I think he will have that. Saw that shot earlier from the drone perspective, and I would say that it landed within a foot of the OB line. And, you know, there's not a lot of skips happening if you land in all that cabbage. So it was close. A little unfortunate for Adam.
I don't think he's real worried. He's going to have a nice little sidearm in, which I think he'd prefer.
And that thing came out with some pop. Wow. Yeah, that was crushed. Great angle. Andrew without a birdie since hole 1.
I didn't even talk about it yesterday, but Trevin Crowe from this exact spot throws this exact shot, skips off the sidewalk short of the basket, straight in the hole.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Cool.
I can't believe I didn't say it yesterday.
Did you realize there was a...
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Just straight up and right in. It was
That's
really
cool.
bizarre and awesome. So, yeah, Paul, you were right. Right on the OB line. Having to go sidearm. Really not that hard of a shot, I don't think, from there.
Oh! Get yourself some bucket. Dialed in.
That to get to 20. That's a nice number. 20.
Yes.
I like that number.
Well, I mean, when you think about the fact that you're on your 28th hole,
Yes.
and then you look down and you've got the 20 of the bird ones.
Oh, no.
Actually, 21, I guess. 'Cause
21 of them.
Vogue in there. You got to be pretty happy.
This has got to be almost under 300 feet.
I think it is.
Yeah. It's a good shot.
I'll have a look for the birdie.
So he just gets back to even, and now this is to stay at even.
Oh.
Yep. Typical response for anybody who's had that many holes in a row with not a lot.
It's been a
going on.
frustrating day.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can do your best to be quote unquote professional about it, but the emotions, it just sucks.
Yeah.
And that does not suck. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah, just builds up, and eventually you got to let it out somehow, and everyone has different ways of doing it.
Better than doing it to somebody else.
That poor leg.
There you go. Also a slow round.
Yep. That birdie's nice, though. It's 1 under for the day, still under par.
Yeah, but we're looking. We need to get 4, 5, 6 under to be
for sure.
respectable at this level that they're playing at.
Such a solid round 1. He can coast off that for a little while, but if he's looking to get a top 10 finish at a major, yeah. If he's looking to win, it's got to be, he needs to go blitz from here on out. But yeah, if he's looking for a solid finish, then yes, you're absolutely right. He needs to turn the jets back on.
Yeah, you really only get maybe 1 9-hole stretch at a 1 under type pace.
Correct.
Now you spent it. Now
Hey, he's still there tied for 5th place.
But you're not going to be able to
day.
do another 1 under.
It's not
now.
sustainable.
Yeah.
100% agree with
You
you.
got to be able to at least put together 2, 3, 4 under on every 9 from here on out to stay up in contention for those high finishes.
I got to say, I really like hole 11. I think it's a diabolical green. You got the grass out there, which is grabby. Then you get to the hard pan, and it's super the exact opposite of it. Typically, I don't love when you have this little space between basket and OB, especially at this distance. But it really works for this hole. You know the danger of the green, and you have to respect it.
Paul threw a dime yesterday. This isn't going to come back. This is a Luna. It's not the way it's designed. Once it gets over, it's going over.
He had a bit of a reaction as the disc left his hand yesterday when he threw the shot. It ended up working up really well. I think that he was expecting the result to be more like today when he released his shot yesterday.
This could work. If he catches the hard pan, it goes straight. Still good.
That is going to be a very scary decision, even for a confident putter like Adam Hammes. That's a birdie to bogey situation coming up real quick.
Yeah, you'd rather it be there.
There's no decision from there.
Big forehand coming.
You were birdieing this with a Sexton Firebird.
No.
Forehand.
No,
were you not?
no,
Was Excal?
Yeah, something fast.
Okay.
And I think I birdied it once. I don't think it was any kind of you've been birdieing just all day.
And that is just the distance, yes, he putting on display there. 435. Look at that thing just travel on the ground. Does anyone run this putt? Obviously not Andrew here. And more than likely not Yessie. But I think Adam has just enough crazy left in him.
I think this guy's in the position to run it.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, a safe run.
Yeah.
Because of where he's at. We saw the frustration on the last hole.
Half-hearted.
Oh, almost got the wheel.
Yeah, the worst result you could possibly get. Little
Okay.
roll to the right.
A lot of respect.
I think this is one of the better holes on the course.
I'm with you. I think it is too.
Definitely.
I really do.
Definitely.
And I do think in some situations, especially when there's like a downhill slope to OB, that usually punishes decent shots, that like a little 3-inch board is fine. So if a shot with speed is coming in, then yes, it skips OB.
Oh. Isaac.
Well, that'll do.
Yeah. Diamond.
But all that to say that I don't think that it belongs on 11. I think the
just
trickle
slide
OB,
out. Yeah, trickle yourself, OB.
I think it belongs there. Or I think it doesn't belong there is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I think it's nice how it is. It's like everybody in the field knows that you can't mess with long or left. It's like the cool part about that hole is it forces you into tricky putts because you can't really afford to go for a park jog. Wow, and AB just hovers his way
You don't get that far off the tee typically.
Wind whipping right now.
Yeah, scary approach. Whoa.
Huh. Different.
Yeah, that was nice.
Great touch.
An interesting shot, too, because it looked kind of spiky, but by the time it got up there, it kind of almost flipped up and landed close to flat. No, not a lot of movement.
I believe that's a 10 under for Barella, matching Ricky Wysocki's pace earlier.
I think that's a sign of what's to come for this card as far as the wind, because that was
it sounded ripping. This one was proven to be the hardest hole in the course yesterday. Par 4, long water clear to the right side, and then even then, this is the second shot you've got to deal with. Do you go around to the left, or do you challenge that branch, trying to bring the hyzer around the water onto this green, which is sloped and not far away from OB, probably only about 18 feet away from the OB line, and really about 9 feet away from where the disc is going to start rolling, and nothing's going to stop it from going OB.
Look out for this blocker. Oh
my word.
And that means he's got to go all the way to the drop zone, I believe.
I think it's optional.
Really?
Okay.
I think it is.
Whoa, what a tough break. That drive was, certified boob natty.
Yeah.
That was a big shot.
Optional, huh?
I believe so, yes. I mean, clearly not if you would take it for sure if you just plunked it in the water and you
just
never crossed.
There
Nice
you go.
shot.
Yesy. Gonna show off his power.
Needs to keep turning.
He's got plenty.
Looks like it does.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, it says after any throw from the tee comes to rest OB, player may proceed to drop zone plus one penalty throw. Standard OB rules apply.
So Paul is looking at hyzer.
An awful run up. I mean, this is just as bad of a break as you're going to get. Drop zone might be worth it in some cases, but he does have a chance to potentially save the par if he can pull off a true miracle throw.
He's probably under 400 to the basket. Looking to go out around.
And this is going to find OB as well, I believe, on the left side.
And it's unrunnable from there.
Yeah, instant double bogey.
Whoa. Just the contrast of if that drive is a few feet left, a few feet right, or if it doesn't roll and he actually gets an actual run up on his next shot. I mean, my goodness.
Could be a 3-shot swing.
Totally. More than likely is.
Yeah.
And at the very minimum, a 2-shot swing. Fortunately for McBeth, the work he's done thus far has given him quite a bit of comfort.
Well, let's also remember that was there before he threw it.
Oh,
and
totally.
It plays like a tree.
Yeah.
And if the tree was there and he hits the tree and goes in the water, we'd be like, oh.
Well, that tree got planted,
Yes.
and that was like for disc golf. That's
Yes,
an intentional obstacle put there by Leonard to make that big power thrower line a little bit more difficult.
Wow.
I don't think anybody was hoping to see them bouncing backwards
No.
into the water.
That's the difference
that's what
between a tree and a
happens.
fence is the
yes.
tree doesn't have quite as much recoil.
Yes, it's less likely. It certainly still could happen. but the fence is a bit meaner in that sense.
I think we've all seen people hit trees and go backwards.
No doubt. Adam finds OB on the left side, overturns the forehand approach. The hole is not getting dissected the way we'd like to see.
But it did kind of trampoline backwards.
And then the roll, too.
Yeah.
It was just brutal.
Yeah, it was very unlucky.
So the first misstep for McBeth since hole 1, round 1.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Is a big one. It's a doozy. And you might be thinking to yourself, that's the least necessary provisional call of all time, but it's always worth calling if you don't know for sure 100% where your disc is. It's always better to call it and seem like a fool than play from the wrong lie and remove all doubt. And that's borrowed expression from a better one.
Okay, so moves back to 18. Example, Adam Hammis. Well, he moves to 10. So my point is now in void. So doesn't mean anything. But the point being, let's say Andrew Miranda, 12 under. Now he's right in the thick of it again.
Yeah,
Only
certainly
6
a little
back.
more hope.
Isaac, he's making a case right now. He's getting back in it with shots like that, putts like that,
Only
mini
4
drops
back.
like that. Tends to be a direct correlation between players' inability to pick up their mini properly and great success on the disc golf course, I've noticed. Ricky Wysocki.
In the
leading
last
that
2
category.
years, the Power Disc Golf Academy has helped over 12,000 disc golfers improve their game. Our program has proven time and time again to increase our members' performance and ratings. With over 250 video tutorials taught by the world's best players, it's easy to see why our academy is so trusted. To celebrate, we're running an anniversary sale of 60% off the first year of your subscription. Visit powerdga.com and use promo code 2YEAR to join today.
Hole 13, par 3, 328. Island green, drop zone 48-footer if you do not find inbounds.
Raging wind when I was playing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
here.
this looks windy.
Well, watch. What do you think that disc is doing?
It looks like a full-on rager.
Doing all kinds of stuff. But that's a great shot. Doesn't look too windy right there.
It's been pretty beautiful weather so far this week in Stockton, California.
Oh.
Brutal. Just the upslope an inch higher, and that is inbounds.
And parked.
Just not been Yessie's day. One of the earlier rounds turned in for the day, came in, was a lead in the pack for most of the day until Andrew turned in his 11, and then McBeth came in with that incredible 14 under.
Oh.
Brutal.
Adam's been just a click off today.
No chance.
Oh, this is going way right. Oh, goodness. So, maybe it was pretty windy out there. Andrew Miranda, the only player on the green. Safe.
Okay, welcome back, field.
Yes, a little bit.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm. That was quick.
I mean, This is no gimme looking right at the water. We saw Calvin just toss it right into the drink.
It's about as quick of a
yesterday.
double bogey as you can take. Yes, discussing dinner plans for tonight, potentially.
Yeah. I was saying the same thing from this drop zone, but I was contemplating drinking the pond water.
Yeah, I
after
think
my
he's
putt.
saying you what? You think he's saying in Finnish? What do you want? A knuckle sandwich? I'll give you a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah. Not what I was saying. I was like, I hope I toss it in the water. I'll just drink that water. Okay, big putt right here. Yesterday, this was almost a guarantee.
Yeah, that just didn't have the want. And, I mean, I don't blame him for the short miss. That takes a lot of courage to run that putt at the right height.
Miranda to get two more.
Oh, boy.
No.
It is going to be 4s around the card at best.
It is just not often that you can be watching the scores come in as a competitor and go, wait, the entire lead card coughed one up?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys this. This lead card is going to change at this
Dramatically.
pace
Yes.
with the way that
I don't
Paul's
think.
fine.
Yeah.
The other guys,
I don't even know if birdies for the rest of the holes.
I think that could help a lot.
You think they
But
could remain on? Yeah, maybe Miranda.
I think so, but the thing is that's asking a crazy. That's like,
Well,
how are they going to birdie these holes
Isaac
all the time?
doesn't really care where the disc lands right now. It appears.
Oh,
Wow.
It just doesn't really
That had
matter
to be
where it goes.
60.
whoa.
This guy is on fire. The major slayer, man. That guy just brings it when it matters most. A lot of red. The wind is certainly present. It's not so bad that these guys aren't good enough to navigate. It's just not quite clicking so far. And McBeth 3 over in the last 2. Interesting stuff going on right now.
378-foot par 3 here on 14. Big forehand tends to play pretty well as maybe a backhand flex or kind of a low flat to hyzer. Got to sneak under that Mando tree. Pretty well protected green. If you're at the wrong angle, you may have a difficult putt with those big oak trees. This is looking nice.
Ooh, very nice.
That's a lot of power.
It is.
Jeez. That was high, kind of stally.
Yeah.
380, yeah, it didn't have that low direct line. It was up in the air. That takes a ton of spin to get that much distance with that height. Nearly draws
Could
the
you
ace.
imagine?
That would have caught me so off guard. Because the flight path didn't look necessarily that attractive for this shot shape.
No, I totally agree.
Like, that's kind of what I'm looking to see as a player. Something like that skips in late. That's a quality shot. Hyvä heitto, Jesse. Just a click off today. That was about 3 or 4 clicks off.
Oh?
Kind of trying.
It is trying, isn't it?
But straight into the ground for McBeth.
It's not quite the same magic of round one. It's not like you can just capture that in a bottle. Didn't expect to see anything close to it, but
Well, I'm worried about it now.
it's starting to
That's a bunch in a row.
slip away.
And the conditions, as you can see, are not going to get any easier. The wind's now picking up.
Yeah, that's a pesky little approach shot that Adam's left with. And the hands go up in frustration, and you can tell it's starting to build up on all the players on our card right now. The energy is a little low. This would be a great bounce back for Andrew, and gets it to go. A little squirrely on that left side, but it finds the bottom of the cage. Not the putt for par you want.
3 straight bogeys for Jomez.
Okay, good putt.
Yep. McBeth stops the bleeding a bit.
Great drive from Yessie. And that's all it's going to be.
I'd say it's a day he'd like to forget, but sometimes the sting of a round like this, it leaves a lasting impact that's hard to forget. But it's one you can grow from if you take the bad breaks in stride. Try to learn from them.
What do you learn from him, Jerm?
I think you just get more exposed to the feeling of what it was like when you put yourself in the position you wanted to and it didn't go your way, and you get to reflect maybe in the evening of, or maybe the drive to the next tournament after the event's over, and you just kind of make mental notes like what happened with your preparation, what happened with your body, why didn't you respond, did you breathe well, did you take your time, did you focus the way that you did in practice. All those things have got to be a routine. And if you didn't go through your routine, you oftentimes find yourself making errors that are uncharacteristic.
Very similar hole for these guys as the last one. Same power, sidearm, same angle. Everything's pretty similar. You can't get it to get high, though. This is really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow. All the way into bullseye, 425 on a rope.
He's making a case for that lead card. If he goes birdie, 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 I don't know. I think he's a safe bet.
I think certainly because it's Wysocki and Barella in at, what, 15 and 14?
15, yeah.
Yep. You can make a case for it, but at the very least, what I think he's trying to do is just put together a solid event. I mean, obviously, I don't think he came out here saying, I don't want to win, but at this point, just remaining on the leaderboard on the first page.
I don't know. Paul's leaking. He's 17 under. He's, what, 5 back, 4 back? Not a lot.
I'm not here to speak to his ambition or desire. I just think that anybody would be super pumped with the top 10 finish as your first event on tour of the season.
Oh, no.
Adam and Paul both let the nose get up. And this is no easy approach.
No, dang near impossible. There's so many trees. You got to turn it over, and then now you got to miss 5 trees. Misses them.
All right. Yep. Well done.
I thought it was farther back.
You still got work to do.
Yeah.
Still got work to do. A good shot. Oof.
It wasn't possible from that exact spot and that exact time from the exact player.
And that's 4 bogeys in a row.
Oof.
Now.
We haven't seen that in a long time.
No.
The vibes are off.
I can kind of feel it in the booth. All of them, there's a high intensity of anxiety going on. While Miranda's like, well, I'm just going to take these couple birds and kind of get out of here.
You guys mind if I...
Yeah.
I just want to... Okay. I'm just going to get a birdie real quick.
He'd really be feeling good if he hadn't airballed that putt into the water when everyone else had missed the island.
Everything would be different right now,
If he had popped that in and had 3 birdies in a row right there,
He'd be 2 back.
Isaac coming off that long putt on 16. Here's his approach on 17. And I said it before, it doesn't really matter where it goes. Because this dude is in the pocket.
1 back.
man, that fast.
That was fast, man. I'm trying to keep up with this. Holy moly,
It wasn't
3
that-
over in the last 5 for McBeth. Oh, goodness.
What's going on, guys? Hold My Bag just launched the greatest disc golf fantasy game in the universe.
Hold My Bag just dropped the best fantasy disc golf game the planet has ever seen.
I want to tell you guys about the newest disc golf fantasy game on the market.
One of my favorite parts is the Hold My Bag. This is something that we started doing, and it's actually a lot of fun.
Hole 16, par 3, 347. OB green on the right, OB line on the left. Little flex forehand or kind of a flex backhand if you can sneak it out through the early gap on the right side. Either way, you're just looking to get the angle correct and put the brakes on as the basket's kind of on that little ridge.
Can you keep things going? This one's going to not work out.
Could be a tough scramble from there as well.
Yeah, it's a tough green. OB close on the mound. Another good forehand hole for Yessi, but
nope.
that's just not going to work.
Such a bummer. He's just had one of those rounds, man.
It's just one of those rounds, dude.
That's so close to just being fine.
Mm-hmm.
That does not happen when you're shooting 1050. Just that checks up 1 foot earlier.
It's so funny how that works too mentally because you're in by 1. You don't even think it's a good break. You don't even think it doesn't even cross your mind.
Right.
Like, I threw a great shot. I got a birdie.
Yep.
Leave me alone.
Yep.
And then when it's out by 6 inches, as McBeth kind of steadies things with a
Necessary.
great shot.
Very good shot.
But isn't that funny, just as athletes or as competitors, how 6 inches inbounds is a great shot, 6 inches out of bounds is the worst luck you ever.
It is high.
ever came
Oh,
across.
gosh, Adam. Oh, well,
Oh,
that's the worst thing that could have happened. It crawling back inbounds loses him 30 plus feet.
yeah, because he just barely got safe
Oh,
way over there.
brutal. And that's really up to the card to determine where he crossed out of bounds.
Yeah, I'll see
Now-
how much of a spotter they had.
Yeah, and if no one was looking closely, then he might get a good break and get it there. But if the crowd was looking and they're giving him any accurate advice, he's going to be way back here, and he's going to be in danger of taking his 5th straight. And it looks like he's been given the correct spot. And that is the patience of a man who is ready to go home. Tough day on the course.
I don't think I've ever seen 5 in a row on a lead card.
Yeah, 5 singles is tough.
I mean, he's still got a putt to close that out. Like, he just airballed over the top.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This is a very human experience for a lot of our viewers. And I don't think that they get that oftentimes on Jomez lead card, especially second round.
He just threw up the grass and it flew onto the green.
Ripping sideways.
In for bogey.
Thoroughly checked out. And it's important to pull yourself back in. 2 tough holes to finish the round. And that having a negative attitude on the tee is not going to make things any easier. But it's hard to just trick your brain into fabricating some sort of okayness about what's going on over the last hour.
That was a big time birdie there from McBeth.
Totally.
Wow, just needed it in the worst way. Didn't think I'd say that back here.
No kidding.
Yeah, about 6 holes ago, you're just not thinking, oh, McBeth absolutely needs a birdie. You know, it's like,
Dire.
Everyone else absolutely needs about 9 birdies.
Yeah,
That's
like
how it felt.
4 holes ago, it was like, McBeth took a double bogey. Okay.
Up by 6 with holes to play, 2 gained strokes.
Yep. Hole 17, one of the tougher holes on the course. Very difficult pin position to reach into. Tee shot, you do have to navigate pretty narrow gap with the mandatory and get across a little tiny fake river. That's not the hard part. The approach is quite tricky. It's a lengthy approach, well within his range.
Oh, this is boomed, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
good shot.
right where you want to be.
Maybe a little bit more nose up than you would like. Didn't get quite the big distance.
Not the hole you want to go into with 5 in a row.
Unless it's 5 of the good ones. And then you still don't want to go into this hole.
No, then hopefully this was one of the 5 of the good ones.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, this has potential. Get
The low line. That's quality.
I think he'll be running that.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to run the putt back on hole 11, I think he's going to run that one.
Needs to keep height, get over this. Not quite.
And that is a player who will not be running that putt. And you're going with the low line.
Wow.
Got to have the pow.
That's a lot of power.
That's the boom boom pow.
He went over that with ease. Like he had a lot of room to spare.
Looks great. No.
Don't.
No.
Don't. Okay.
Yeah.
I had finger guns up, shooting little imaginary bullets at that one.
That thing goes in the water, keeps the bogey streak alive.
No.
Unbelievable, dude. At least that was a good one.
Cool camera angle. Almost bounced it right in, really.
Mm-hmm.
Should be adding some green because that 5 reds in a row just does not look right.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. Empty battery is what the red means.
Yeah.
Low
Yes, it
battery.
does. Yes, it does. Time to recharge. Beth getting A little zesty with these layups. He keeps hitting the pole. He doesn't need to get that close, especially on a slope.
Kind of maybe on accident. This could be a run.
Oh, really?
The way he was checking the wind. Otherwise, why check the wind? You just put it 1 inch.
Sure.
Lining it up. Tell you, I've had too many of these days to understand that those putts, you're trying to go for it, and yet it just seems impossible.
Not again. Another putt into the water on this back nine for Andrew.
And that is really one of his strengths. I mean,
does he have any putters left? Like, real question. One more.
Yeah.
Because if he loses the other one in that one, there's a guy to kind of dive in there.
Yeah, but who knows if they found it that quick? I'm not sure.
They seem to be pretty quick. At least yesterday, the players were getting their putters back or their discs back that went in the water, like immediately. But yeah.
Yeah, that's 4 shots gone for Miranda in the circle. And the 3-putt on the high rise over on the front 9. 6 shots.
Yep. Wow. And yet, still T6.
Yeah.
Really, that 11 under is paying dividends for him right now. Such a great hole.
Just one hole to go. Yeah, one of the signature ones for sure. Hole 18, par 4, 737. Straight ahead, low power shot. You'd like to land right about here, ideally. Give yourself no height restrictions, especially with all this wind. You'd like to be able to play really overstable. Maybe get it up in the air enough that you feel safe and get over that lip and up onto the green. You don't really want to be in a position where you have to throw one really low to try to get on with that little cliff edge. Huge.
Yeah, it's big.
Is that too far left, or do you like the forced hyzer?
With the wind direction, you could be all the way up on that tree and have enough room to swing the hyzer.
Okay.
The wind's really helping.
Oh, this could go out of bounds. Oh,
brutal.
My goodness.
And it's just a horrible spot to find yourself for your next shot, like a place you would have never practiced from in heavy wind. There's really nowhere to lay up to.
Forget what we said about the WCL or the World Champ Love or the European Open Success or whatever we were making up on the front 9. McBeth's had some bad breaks on this back 9, some brutal rollaways. That just barely nicked that tree. I don't think he was thinking that he was going to hit that. And it just careens immediately left out of bounds.
Yeah, certainly could see how that would just hit and
man,
fall down.
Laser beam.
That's a great shot. And you're not loving it, obviously, but at least you're in bounds down in the fairway. You can still fight for a par.
But that little tiny glance just sends it directly left.
But he's going for this. And he's not taking a lot of time to do it.
Oh, that's so bad.
That's going to need help. What is happening? Our goat, what are you doing? What's happening? Just losing focus on this back 9 and compounded with some unfortunate breaks, and it looks like he's staring down another double bogey.
Yes, he could use something good to happen right here. And that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a great shot.
It's a good professional shot. Had the conviction to not come up short. That's the miss you want. Scary forehand approach. A little bit safer than yesterday's, which was absolutely parked for the 11 under.
I'm terrified for his putting with the water behind it.
Yeah, I think he might be as well.
Adam's so far up, he's just going to swing this forehand.
Looks great. Going.
Oh, come on.
So close.
That was cool.
Take another look. This thing, I think, less than an inch from going in.
Inches, yeah.
It hits like the bar at the top, you know? So close.
And I like that. Even if it doesn't hit metal, it's still 3 inches from the basket.
Yeah.
That was a great shot. Great touch. Great width. Great speed. Really great tee shot. And not too different from McBeth through, honestly. The tee shot McBeth through looked a lot like...
Wow, so close.
What?
From way out, 60, 65 feet.
The vibes are not vibing, guys. What is going on?
How does this come out?
What?
Left? Yeah, left.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It has a little
It
left.
stuck yesterday
Yeah.
because it was a bit left yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
What a bold run from back there to try to save the bogey. Well. Gut check.
Pretty good stroke. Little low.
Understandably apprehensive, but at least this one was online. The others were just sailing right and left, and you can't have that when water's behind. It's got to be online. Not the back nine we thought we might see from our lead card. They got pretty punished. Andrew held in, the only player I think to shoot under par in the back nine on our lead card. McBeth, 2 double bogeys.
Do you see that little T1 next to Paul McBeth?
It used to be a 1.
It's been a 1 a long time. It is not anymore. Isaac Robinson all the way back into a share of the lead, and it's like the tournament just started over. You know, like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Barella won back. What? He was 9 back going into today.
Man.
Wysocki was 10, right? 10 back. And now they're right there.
And, you know, I saw some comments saying, like, finally some new faces on lead card. Well, bye to that.
Yeah. And look at the card, though. Look at the card we're going to get.
Boy, oh boy. At a major championship, we got a major card for you. Moving day is going to have some excitement.
You know who I don't see up there? I think he's 10 under. Gannon Burr.
Yeah.
And
He's right there.
The number 1 player in the world hasn't really struck yet. I expect tomorrow to be...
Yeah.
Maybe the same thing happened today. We see Gannon making his move up to that lead card because it's ripe for the taking at this point. I mean, McBeth had his chance to not close it out, but to have a nice, solid
5-shot lead.
going into the weekend.
Yeah.
Into moving day, and now he's going to have to just battle to stay on there.
We're going to have a slugfest, man. It's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
be fun to watch.
And Gannon's not out of it at
No.
10. You know, that's
6 back.
only 6, 2 rounds to play.
9 back wasn't out of it.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Well, cool. for excitement, this is great. It's going to be fun.
It will be.
And kind of Prez still in the mix.
Let's go, Prezi.
Come on, man.
Prez.
All right, all right. Well, you guys know the deal. Like and subscribe. Let's get to 500K. That'd be great. See y'all tomorrow.